one of the videos that you put out was talking about the death of the American big man.
Yes.
Shout out, go check it out on YouTube. Check out the video right there. One of the things you said in there was you feel Tim Duncan has impacted the game just as much, if not more, than Steph Curry of how the game is being played now.
Yeah.
Could you further break that down?
So so when you talk about modern day basketball, right? When you say, all right, the game changed at some point, right? Make sure you get this on camera too. There was a season that everybody looks to, 2015, 2016, right? That's when the Warriors went 73-9. All the teams, they said, you know what? This is how you win now. They shot all these threes. They got all these three-point shooters. They big men is even shooting threes. Let's try to emulate that, right? So on the surface, you say, all right, that looks like the blueprint that everybody followed. But what people forget is that same season, and they didn't win the championship that year, by the way. But what people forget, that same season, the Spurs were number 2. The Spurs were the best team in the West. They almost won 70 games. Like, they were competitive, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So that was the year when they had Timmy D, was his last year, but he was still Timmy D. He was getting like 18, 20 points a game on post-ups. And they had LaMarcus Aldridge, who was like a stretch forward, but also was getting posted. They had 2 bigs, right? 2 legit bigs. And so after that season, not only does Golden State show to be, showing this 3-point barrage kind of game, but Tim Duncan retires now. So now there's no more teams that's dominating with 2 legit bigs. So it's a combination of the two. It's not just that because if the next year the Spurs came back and they won the championship or they was in the finals, then they would be trying to emulate the Spurs. Timmy D, pairing a dominant 5 with a dominant 4. They both can play back to the baskets. So the Spurs led the league in post-ups that year in 2016. They were throwing it in the post, and they won almost 70 games going in the post. So Timmy D leaves. Not only is that like the last of like the big time big man, American big, Timmy D, but also that style of play, people is like more susceptible to go to that because we're looking for something, right? It's a copycat league. We're looking for something to emulate. So we was either going to emulate the Warriors or we was going to emulate the Spurs, in my eyes. I don't think they was looking at the Cavs because the Cavs had LeBron. You can't emulate LeBron, bro. You can't look at LeBron, how he played, and be like, yeah, we want that. Because you only have one of those in the league. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it was a combination of the two. It's not just Steph Curry changed basketball. He's got the marketing. He's going to sell the sneakers. Yes, he saved basketball, but also don't forget, Tim Duncan retired as well. And then that also changed how we looked at bigs. We don't value them the same, right? When the Spurs led 2016 in post-ups, they were at about, I think, 17 per game, which is crazy now. Because Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, they lead the league in post-ups at 8. You know what I'm saying?
They don't post them up.
They don't even post them up. So back then, it went from 17 a game was the top. The next year was the Grizzlies with Zach Randolph. They led with 13. So right there, you already see the decline. You know what I'm saying? And then every year after that, it just kept on getting lower and lower. Yes, the threes were coming in barrages, but nobody was thinking to pair 2 bigs together anymore.
That's a great point, and I think Steph Curry gets all the credit for changing the way we play basketball and the way that we view the game. But I don't think it's just him. I think that Rockets team and Daryl Morey changed basketball more than we did. I really believe that they're more of the reason why the game is played the way it is. That money ball approach to basketball.
Yeah,
it's them.
So I love Steph. Like I think Steph is like, he did great things for the game, and like he's a great shooter. I think that he became slightly overrated. Because like you said, there was so many different factors that was happening. It's not just that there was the Rockets. Because remember, the Rockets played the same way and they had similar results. James Harden was playing the same exact way. And it was the same brand of basketball, but maybe James Harden was doing a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And so, but everything got put on to Steph because he was breaking the records. But don't forget, James Harden was a close 2. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think in the pantheon of great players, when I see Steph get put in like top 10 conversations, I'm like, bro, slow down, man. Like, so slow down a little bit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that is like, we're putting the game changing on him. So he got the legendary resume, it seems like.
You know what? Let him cook.
You know what I'm saying?
Let him cook. Because I've said this. I've said this before. I'm like, I just when he had his rise to fame, it was he had Mo Space in the middle. They had Andrew Bogut in the middle. They didn't fully commit to all 5 of the players on the floor taking threes and only taking threes. That was not the way that they played.
Right.
There were 2 guys taking the majority of those
Right.
That's what it was.
Right.
2 guys. And,
Yes.
And Harrison Barnes was there knocking out some threes, but he was also driving to the rim. He was a better mid-range shooter than three-point shooter at the time, if you remember. The team that committed full send before anybody else was Houston.
Yes.
If you took a long 2, they're gonna curse you out.
Yes.
Ask Carmelo Anthony.
He's right.
That was the way they played back then, and they changed the game. And they spaced the floor. It was obnoxious. Eric Gordon was on that team.
Yep.
I think Lou Will did some time in Houston too. I think he did. He probably should have been in Houston. Track record, but he was in Houston. And so that team was the first team that went full send.
Full-fledged.
Threes. It was threes or 2 at the rim.
Yep.
Or we're getting free throw line.
He's right.
It was them.
He's right.
It wasn't Steph.
It wasn't Steph,
It was
bro.
them that changed the game.
He's